Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my TV and movie wrap up for the month of May and June. I didn't know if I was going to do this wrap up or wait another 2 months because I just genuinely didn't really watch very much in May and June. But I just decided I would go ahead and do this one now because I feel like if I don't do it now, I will forget about everything that I watched and like my thoughts and feelings. So I thought I would just do it now, and yeah, there's not really much to talk about, so this video probably will be a little short. So I guess I will just start with the TV shows. So I am obviously forever and always rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That is my favorite show of all time. Do I have to keep mentioning it in every TV and movie wrap-up video? I don't know, because I feel like I'm always rewatching it, and I'm pretty sure season 7 was put on Netflix, so I did rewatch that, and then I've just been obviously rewatching all of the other seasons. I truly do love Brooklyn Nine-Nine so much, and it's just my favorite show. Then I watched Killing Eve season 3, which I really enjoyed. I think season 3 had just kind of finished, so I decided to just binge the entire 3rd season, and I liked it, but I feel like where is season 4 gonna go? Like, I don't know how they could do anything better or different because I feel like we've seen it all in a way. But season 3 was great. I loved seeing Villanelle with her family, or whatever family she has. I obviously loved Villanelle and Eve reconnecting and kind of teaming up together again. Definitely was shocked by that one specific death that happened. Did not see that coming at all and was very shocked, and I was like so sad that that happened and mad. I also wish it was a bigger reveal on who or what exactly happened to that character, because it just kind of felt like really lame in a way. Overall, season 3 was really great. I did really enjoy it, and I'm very curious to see where season 4 goes. Now, for the movies that I watched in May and June, the first one is Gabriels Inferno, which I watched on Passionflix. I actually made a whole video about my thoughts and feelings on the book and then me watching the movie. So I will link that video down below if you want to check out my full in-depth thoughts on that. I guess I should clarify, I watched part 1. Part 2 is coming out at the end of this month. I loved part 1. It was fantastic. I did rate it on Letterboxd and I gave it 4 stars. Obviously, Passionflix adaptations are so accurate to the book, and they did a fantastic job on the first part. I'm excited to see where or how they do part 2 and part 3 eventually. If you are a little confused on Gabriels Inferno, because the adaptation of the first book is so long, they just decided to split it up into 3 parts. So part 1, 2, and 3 are just an adaptation of the first book. I loved the actors. They had great chemistry. I can't wait to see them have more like passionate scenes and stuff. I'm so excited to see all of that. I also forget to say this, but I feel like Tosca Musk gets better with each movie that she does. I just feel like she improves a lot more with every project that she works on personally. Passionflix adaptations aren't, necessarily award-winning, but I do still really love them, and I think they're just fun and great. If you are that type of person that wants to have an adaptation be as accurate to the book as possible, like Passionflix is where it's at. So yeah, I loved Julio and Melanie as Gabriel and Julia, and I can't wait to see them portray the characters more. And yeah, they had great chemistry. I loved all the other actors as well. Fantastic movie. Loved part 1. I am so excited for part 2. And I forgot to say that I did watch Gabriels Inferno part 1 3 times so far. I obviously watched it the day it came out, and then I watched it literally like the day after, and then I watched it like earlier in June as well. And I'm sure I will keep rewatching it over and over. Then I watched The High Note, which stars Dakota Johnson and Tracy Ellis Ross. And this was really cute. I don't know if I rated it on Letterboxd or not. I either gave it like 3 or 4 stars. It was an enjoyable movie. I do feel like it would have been better to see it in theaters. Instead, I feel like it just would have been definitely a better experience with all the music and stuff. This just follows an assistant to this famous singer. The assistant wants to eventually produce music, and she thinks that helping her boss would be the way into becoming a full-time producer. If you love music and you are hugely influenced by music and the inner workings of how music becomes music, I guess, I'm sure you would love the movie purely for that aspect as well. I loved the movie. Like, I love Dakota Johnson. I love everything that she's in, and she is definitely amazing in this movie and definitely holds the movie together. I did also love Tracy Ellis Ross. I think she did a fantastic job. I mean, I've seen her in other things too, and she's always been fantastic, so she was great. There was definitely a plot twist in this movie that I did not see coming at all, and that was very shocking, and I also really loved it. Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere, but then it also made a lot of sense in a way. This movie, I feel like, is very homey, it just has very nostalgic, cozy vibes for some reason. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I do feel like something lacked a little bit for me, but other than that, it was a fun movie, and I did enjoy it. Then I rewatched 365 Days on Netflix. I talked about this in my last TV and movie wrap-up, which I will link down below because I give like a full review and stuff, so make sure you go check out that review first, because this is like my second thoughts on it. So I watched it back in like March and April. Then obviously, because it's on Netflix, I decided I'm gonna rewatch it again and see if my thoughts and opinions have changed. And also, when I had first watched it, there were no subtitles, so I kind of had to like guess what was going on, and I did want to rewatch it so that I could see subtitles and read and understand more of like what was actually happening. So I originally had given this movie like 3 stars. I'm sticking with a 3-star rating. I don't think this movie is horrible, but I don't think it is the best movie I've ever seen either. But also, I'm not super critical of movies in general, so like, I obviously love dark romance. I love dark romance books. Like, that is my genre. That is what I read probably the most of. Like, I genuinely do love dark romance. I think it's different reading dark romance than watching dark romance, if that makes sense. Obviously, I don't recommend this movie for everybody. There are plenty of triggers, but this movie is like not that horrible. I don't get why everybody like hates on it. I think for me, the reason why I don't love this movie as much as I thought I would is because I just really don't like the male actor. There's just honestly so many red flags that I see with him, and I just don't want to support him, and me not liking him in real life makes it hard for me to love him in the movie. I do want to say, rewatching the movie, like, I did like it a little bit more the second time around. It's a weirder experience to watch something than to read something. I just kept noticing all of these things that like would make me uncomfortable, which is weird because whenever I am reading a book or watching a TV show or movie, like, I can usually suspend my own personal values and stuff. But rewatching this movie, like, I just kept noticing things that slightly made me like uncomfortable or made me kind of cringe. But then I also like think in my mind, like, you like dark romance books, like, why does seeing it happen in a movie, why does it bother you? Like, that's how I kept thinking. I was like, why does it bother me? And then I have a friend on Twitter who kind of pointed out all of the things, and then it just made me kind of look at it and go, yeah, like, this is kind of worrisome. I retweeted a whole thread on Twitter if you want to see all the triggers and everything like that. I read dark romance that has like dubious consent and that has like sometimes non-consensual sex scenes, and I'm like fine with that. But like, when it's a movie, I feel differently. I don't know. But other than that, the movie is pretty good in my opinion. Like, I did enjoy it. I would rewatch it again. The soundtrack was pretty good. Like, I did like overall the directing and the cinematography and just like the overall aesthetic and look of the movie. And the acting is a little cringe. And I do feel like Emma really held the movie, in my opinion. She definitely held it together. For me anyways. I love Anna Maria. I think she is just fantastic and I would watch her in anything that she does in the future. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan of the male actor in real life, so it's hard for me to watch this movie and like fangirl over him just because I have read that he's not the greatest person. So it's hard for me to like want to watch and support this movie. Obviously I don't know him, but from what I've heard, I don't want to know him. Overall, my thoughts on the movie is the movie's fine. I definitely will watch the sequel whenever they get around to doing that. Yeah, I don't really have anything like super bad to say about the movie, other than just be careful. If you have triggers, you might not want to watch this movie. So that is it that I watched back in May and June. Sorry this video was probably super short. I just haven't really watched a lot. I feel like I will probably watch a lot more this month because I do get my wisdom teeth out in the middle of the month. So I will probably be watching a lot of TV and movies. I don't think I'll be able to concentrate enough to read. So hopefully I can knock out some movies and some TV shows this month or in August, but let me know what you guys have watched recently and what you would recommend. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!